Hey, ladies. How you doing? Good evening, Press Gallery members. I have to tell you, it's really nice to be here, to see you all, to see so many potential Liberal speechwriters in one place. Thank you. I'm glad to see so many Liberal candidates here tonight as well. I know some of you are wondering when you're going to get your election materials. Don't worry, we've got all your sizes and your green tights will be showing soon enough. Yes, Chief Blair, you get to be Little John. As many of you have commented, this past week was a big moment for us. We spent a lot of time leading up to our decision. There was a lot of internal discussion, arguments really, back and forth. Our policy people worked into the night. The communications team was obviously very busy. We tested, we focus grouped, and finally, Monday morning, I made the call. We went with the medium hold spray, the one with extra bounce. And if Canadians give me the privilege, I promise that as Prime Minister, I will stick with that decision. Of course, that depends upon the vote this fall, but I think the choice is clear for progressive Canadians. They can either vote for an urban Montreal Liberal with a taste for French wine, or they can vote for me. But I have to say, Mr. Mulcair, it was great to see you up here, and nice to see that the Air Farce and Don Ferguson are still getting work. But I promise, I did promise a few times to fund the CBC and restore funding to the CBC. I will be rethinking it, seeing the extra boost you got tonight. But as you know, this past week I've promised to do my part to keep hard-earned money in the pockets of struggling Canadians. That's why tonight, just for you, I've waived my speaking fee. You're welcome. Thank you. Now, en parlant de sources de revenus multiples, je peux te dire que je commence à être pas mal tanné de la chefferie du PQ. C'est un couronnement d'un rookie politique, super people, connu pour son papa et son nom de famille et sa femme, animatrice de télé. Il présente aucune nouvelle idée, il fait des gaffes constamment. Okay. Tout ça, c'est correct, là. J'ai pas de problème avec tout ça. Mais moi, mon vrai problème, c'est vraiment, là, tous ces avantages, tout cet argent, puis il n'y a même pas des beaux cheveux, là. C'est ça qui me chicote vraiment, là. Looking out over this pleasant, multi-partisan crowd, it's really easy to see why within the House of Commons, MPs are known to foster long-lasting personal friendships. And though it may not always look like it, that goes for me too. I like my colleagues across the aisle. They truly all are hard-working, patriotic pieces of shit. Now, as some of you may have noticed, I know a lot about freedom of expression. Some people call them gaffes, but I don't. It's about speaking like normal people, open and transparent. I believe in letting people know exactly how I feel in the moment, and then letting my team spin it into counterfactual gibberish later. Now, I know the way this works. I'm sure that some of you will make that comment into a story, or a storify, or a listicle, or whatever it is you people actually do now. Speaking of quality reporting, how about that Chatelaine piece? I thought it was really fair and balanced. You could all learn something from that, especially since you're already so obsessed with my house. how much it's worth, how many pools are in the backyard, how many burglars I have. Nothing seems to get past you. But remember, the question is not, is Justin Trudeau a homeowner? The question is instead, will I have to worry about Justin Trudeau raising my taxes? Luckily, you're journalists, so probably that $200,000 mark is a little bit off the mark. Except for you, Mansbridge, I'm coming for you. Parlant justement d'éminences grises surpayées, les dernières années n'ont pas été très bonnes pour les sénateurs. Leurs problèmes ont commencé dans le ring. J'en ai sorti un en 3. Ça s'est poursuivi avec la régie interne et les tribunaux. Et finalement, ça s'est terminé en 6 contre les Canadiens. Pas facile pour eux. Mais sérieusement, vous avez tous suivi la série Canadiens sénateurs, une série intense, comme vous le savez. Mais ce que vous ne savez peut-être pas, c'est qu'après le 5e match, j'ai reçu un appel de Michel Therrien. On a eu une bien bonne discussion. J'ai donné plein de trucs, de conseils. J'ai dit comment faire pour éliminer les sénateurs. Ça a marché. Ah oui, les francophones, là, faites-vous entendre, les autres ne me comprennent pas. All jokes aside, peut-être. La scène médiatique, all jokes aside, the fluctuating media landscape doesn't go unnoticed by those of us who share the Hill with you. I'm very aware how tough the industry is these days. La scène médiatique change, la pression est forte. On vous demande de produire de plus en plus de matériel pour de plus en plus de plateformes. À travers tous ces changements, vous continuez de faire preuve de professionnalisme et de rapporter la nouvelle. You keep telling the stories. That was certainly the case in October when the Hill was on lockdown. Gallery members remained poised, held off from rampant speculation, and kept Canadians informed. At least one of you risked personal harm to make sure the world could witness the unfolding events on video. On any given day, being a reporter takes some nerve. And in those moments when we get reminded of just how much it takes, we're also reminded of how important your work and the work done by your colleagues around the world truly is. So thank you for continuing to do it. Merci de continuer à faire ce que vous faites. I always enjoy coming to the Press Gallery dinner every year. I like the jokes, the collegiality, that sense of camaraderie between all of us who work in a very special place. Although, since I hope to be here in a different role next year, I think it's high time to work on a skill that seems to be a prerequisite these days for being a successful Prime Minister of Canada. To be able to call you by your first name, listen attentively to your question, smile, and then tell you to go fuddle-duddle yourself. Merci beaucoup tout le monde. Bonne soirée.